Honesty is very hard to achieve. It is often painful, but the freedom it can bring is worth the trying. Welcome friends, this is Wisdom Words and here is the story for today. The name of the story is Virtue of Honesty. Now let's start the story. Shalini and Sheena were twin sisters. Though Santosh, their father, was very poor, he made sure that the girls attend the school, which was about 4 kilometers from the village. The girls also loved their school. Occasionally, on their way back from school, they would sneak in through the boundaries of an old abandoned roadside mansion. The girls wished their house to be as grand. They felt like princes when they played in the courtyard. One day, as they planned to enter the mansion, they got surprised. For years, the house was desolate. But that day, they saw a car on the porch, and the building didn't seem deserted anymore. Hesitating, the girls stepped back. They were disappointed, thinking they would no longer be able to play there. With these thoughts, they went to the nearby shop to buy some candies. The shopkeeper told them the price. Sheena took a handful of coins from her pocket and carefully counted them. Unexpectedly, she was a dime short. "Hurry! If there is no money, then put the candies back and go home," the shopkeeper said. "Sorry, just a minute please," said Sheena as she reached into her pocket again and was horrified to find a hole in it. She tried to explain to the shopkeeper what had happened, but the man burst into vicious curses, calling girls beggars. Just then, an old man came up and, with his shaking hands, put the missing coin in front of the shopkeeper. "Here is it. Is it enough?" he asked quietly. Then, without saying anything further, he left the place and headed towards the mansion. Stunned, the girls grabbed the candies and watched the man enter the mansion. They were ashamed for not thanking the man for his help. They barely moved a few steps when they noticed a wallet lying on the ground. Shalini picked it up. It was clear that the wallet belongs to the elderly man. Out of curiosity, they opened it and saw it had a lot of money. They had never seen such an amount before, and their minds were already running up with options on how to spend such a huge sum. They were so excited by the sudden wealth that had fallen upon them. But deep in their hearts, they felt they were doing wrong. Their poor lifestyle had made them look at many things differently, and after conferring, they decided to keep the money for themselves. While returning home, Sheena thought of the man who had helped them. She was ready to give him back his wallet, but she was afraid Shalini wouldn't understand her. But she had no idea that her sister was thinking the same. They walked home, hesitating to make the right choice. But the effort of their parents, who had been inculcating good human qualities since childhood, were not in vain. On reaching home, the girls felt even more remorse and decided to ask their father, "Papa, what if we found something on the street? Do we have to return it?" Carefully choosing her words asked Shalini. It doesn't matter where did you find it. If the thing does not belong to you, you must return it to the owner, advised the father wisely. Now the girls firmly decided that they would return the wallet. Barely waiting for the next morning, they rushed to the mansion. They hesitantly stopped in front of the shabby old door and with a loud sigh pressed the doorbell. "Hello girls, what are you doing here?" asked the elderly man, who didn't seem to recognize the kids he had helped yesterday. "Oh, here, take your wallet. You lost it yesterday," said Shalini, blushing as she forwarded the wallet to the man. Mr. Kothari looked at the girls confused, and his eyes became wet with tears. With difficulty, he pulled himself together and with trembling hands took the wallet, heartily thanking the girls for their honesty. Then he invited them into the house for tea. The girls went inside the spacious apartment furnished with antique furniture. "Thank you, girls. It's all my life savings. I was saving it for my wife to get her our anniversary present. She has been dreaming about it," said the man with excitement. "And where is she?" asked Shalini. The old man looked sadly at the girls and pointed to the portrait hanging on the wall. "Oh, there she is, my wife Mohini. She has been dead for a year. She was very ill." The girls looked at the picture and understood everything. Mohini was very fond of kids, but we did not manage to have our own. She willingly took care of other people's children. She wished to build a nice playground where kids could play. We tried, but could not manage that in the city. And after she was gone, I decided to use this property and make her dream come true. But after coming here, I realized that this place is in bad shape, and maybe I don't have enough strength left to convert it into a playground. Mr. Kothari sobbed and got silent again. Sheena and Shalini felt very unhappy at the thought that just yesterday they were going to keep his money for themselves. I didn't expect the money to come back to me. "You are so good, kids. You could have spent it on yourself, but you didn't. You guys did a noble thing, and I want to do the same. Take this money and buy yourself some sweets or whatever you or your family need. I won't have time to put up a playground anyway, and this money will bring you a lot of good." The girls shook their head together in denial, but Mr. Kothari insisted. Back home, they immediately ran to their father, handed him the money, and told him about the incident. The father was touched. He instantly gathered all the villagers together and told them the story of Mr. Kothari and his wife. The villagers then organized a volunteer group to help fulfill the cherished dream of Mr. Kothari's late wife. They cleaned the area in front of the mansion of thrash and old grass and planted Mrs. Kothari's favorite flowers just as she had dreamed. They tidied up the old outdoor equipment, repaired and painted old benches, and set up a big swing and a slide in the middle of the yard. Little kids from all the neighboring villages immediately became fond of this playground. Mr. Kothari, who watched them play through the window, was also happy. Sheena and Shalini visited Mr. Kothari often. They became like grandchildren to him. Then after a few years, Mr. Kothari passed away. Shortly before his death, the man made a will which endowed the girls with this mansion. It became a great anchor point in their future fate, and they never forgot to whom they owed it. Later, they grew into successful women who always had faith in people. Honoring their named grandfather, they placed a beautiful granite statue of him which they never left without fresh flowers. So friends, honesty is the most important attribute in life. It gives you peace of mind where you are not troubled by the lies you tell. By being honest, people will always trust and respect you.